Hey there, Seb by the Realtor here. Are you a Bay Area homeowner thinking about selling your home, but you're wondering what impact the insurance crisis might have on the sale of your Bay Area home? If this is keeping you up at night, and it should, you definitely want to watch this video. All right, well, if you've been paying any attention to what's going on with the California insurance market for the last year or two, you have probably heard that there's been a lot of trouble with people being able to get insurance when they go to buy a home. And a lot of homeowners, I think, figure that this really is just a buyer's problem, but it's not really just a buyer's problem, because a buyer is not going to buy your house probably if they can't get insurance on it. So it is very much a seller problem, and there's a few things I want to bring to your attention. So I'm thinking about this because the other day, late last week, I was just about to close escrow on a home, and the buyer's agent texted me, and she said, "Hey Seb, who does the seller use for insurance?" And this is like one day before closing, and I'm like, well, I kind of wonder why you're asking that. And she said, well, because the buyers have not been able to find insurance for the place. And this is very interesting because the property was not a property way out in the boons. It was right in the middle of suburbia, not anywhere near a forest, although there were some trees on the property. I'm going to get into that. But totally not an area that anyone would have thought that there would be an insurance issue for this particular home. Certainly not the buyer's agent, who I believe she's been doing real estate even longer than I have. And I didn't even think about it because it was like totally normal, suburban, ordinary neighborhood. And so I was like, can't get insurance? Well, that can't be right. It must be pretty easy. And so what do? I reach out to my go-to insurance broker. What's the news? The news is it's got to go California Fair Plan. What? California Fair Plan? That's the insurer of last resort in California. Well, there's also Lloyd's of London, right? And some non-admitted carriers, blah, blah, blah. But basically, California Fair Plan, insurance of last resort in California. I'm like, California Fair Plan, like in the middle of suburbia? That doesn't make any sense. But my go-to insurance broker, she does not carry every possible insurance company, in her, portfolio of companies that she works with. So I reached out to a few more. California Fair Plan, California Fair Plan, California Fair Plan won't cover the property except for California Fair Plan. And I'm talking to some people, and insurance agents are telling me that, oh, listen, there are some issues here because I think that they are going to be looking at the satellite imagery for this property, and even though it is not in a high or very high fire hazard area, they're not going to like the fact that there are trees with branches that are hanging over the property. And that brought up the fact that many home buyers are now having the insurance company send out inspectors to look at the property after it closes and cite it for things they want to have corrected, or they will just revoke the insurance policy. The interesting thing about these tree branches, though, is that they were like way over the property. I mean, they were like 30 or 40 feet above the roof line, nowhere near close to the roof. But nevertheless, I was being told that the insurance companies are going to be looking at these satellite photos. And to be fair, they can't tell how high above the roof they may be from the satellite photos, but they're going to use that as a reason not to issue insurance in the first place. And so they were recommending, actually, that if you're going to sell your house and you have any kind of tree branches overhanging your roof line at all, you're going to want to have those cut back before you put it on the market. So good thing to know. Fortunately, I was able to find an insurance carrier who would offer a very reasonable insurance policy for that property. I did have to reach out to like 6 or 7 different insurance agents, and I did find one who gave a really great ordinary policy. And actually, I did get a fair plan quote from a different broker as well, because you always want to have a backup plan, right? So we did actually connect the buyer with an insurance company, and they were able to close right on time. So if you need a connection with a good insurance broker here in the Bay Area, let me know. I got a great recommendation for you, actually probably 2 or 3. But anyway, so that was a bit of drama. So note to self, always get an insurance quote for the disclosure package for every property. And I do that for most properties. If ever there's a question in my mind, is there going to be an insurance issue, I would get an insurance policy to go in the disclosure package. But now, new rule, no matter what the property is, I don't care, townhouse, condo, the middle of the city, wherever it may be, I'm going to get an insurance quote or two to go into that disclosure package. So if you're thinking about selling your house, don't think that just because you currently have an insurance policy in place and that it maybe isn't even that expensive, don't think that your buyer isn't going to have potentially a lot of trouble getting your property insured. In fact, now on the California Residential Purchase Agreement, which is the standard purchase agreement in California that most home buyers are going to be writing offers on, there's actually a separate new contingency on the California Residential Purchase Agreement for insurance only. Now, of course, with the general inspection contingency, a buyer can cancel the contract for any reason or for no reason, and it was supposed to be that you had a chance to verify the insurability of the property during your general inspection contingency period. But you know, nowadays, a lot of people are writing non-contingent offers, and having that one little separate contingency for insurability allows you to write a non-contingent offer except for verification of insurability. And if you are paying cash, you don't actually need to have home insurance. And in this closing I was just talking about, they were paying cash. It was a 10-day closing. They did not actually need insurance, but of course, you probably do want to make sure that you can get insurance even if you are paying cash. So the ability to have that separate contingency written out into the California Residential Purchase Agreement regarding specifically and only insurability, that's something that you are going to want to know about, that maybe your buyer is making a contingent offer just because they want to make sure that they are having that insurability. But you, as a seller, you want to make sure that actually you are aware of what the issues may be with an insurance company for the next owner of your property. All right, well, that is all I have for this video. I hope you did enjoy watching it and you found some valuable information in it. And if you did, I'm guessing, totally just a guess, that you might also enjoy some of these videos over here. These are some of the most popular videos here on my YouTube channel, so please do take a look. All right, that's all I have for this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and please stay tuned.